Hello, it's Tristan here from ZebraInvest. And now, 4 weeks ago, I put up a little video here on YouTube, a little short video as I was wandering around, just explaining that I'm going to go out and I'm happy to find 5 people a deal using property data. And so I've gone out and I've been hunting around, and there's already been 2 videos so far. I've done one for Sam and I've done one for Andrew, one right down in the south of the country, and the other one was up in Leicester. So now we're continuing the series now into episode 3, if you want to call it that. I'm going to be showing you how we can find a deal, this time up in Newcastle for Joe, using property data. I tend to use property data pretty much every day in my business to be able to research, look, find deals, do due diligence, and work out how much a deal is going to be worth. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to jump in an area that I haven't ever looked at property before. Miss Willie was there the other weekend watching the rugby. It was really good fun. But I don't know anything about property there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through, and for Joe, we're going to be finding, or trying to find, a buy, refurbish, refinance deal, which at the moment, with the market as being a little bit all over the place, and Liz Truss just on her way out, is going to be an interesting one, seeing whether what the market does, whether it's going to go up, down, left, right, whatever else. But it's going to be an interesting time either way, and a buy, refurbish, refinance deal. Maybe not necessarily a strategy I'd be doing quite right now. And if you've got something you're going to buy, hold on for a little bit longer, and then look to refinance it later, or you're looking to pick up at a slightly lower point in the market, I think that's probably a good idea. Or if you're looking for a development and then to hold on, that would be great. But we've been asked to find a buy, refurbish, refinance deal, so I'm going to do that. The final bit is, at the end of this video, there will be a discount code that's going to get you 14 days free trial at PropertyData, and it will also get you 50% off the first month as well, so it's pretty much a month for free. So shall I jump in and head over to PropertyData and see what we can find in Newcastle? Yes, I hear you shout. So here we go, we're over here at PropertyData. I'm just going to log straight in. As I would have said before, there's a few different price plans. Personally, I'm on the max plan, just so I can get out and search as much as I like, find as many different deals as possible. So what I'm going to do today is, instead of using the model I've used before, where I jump in and I'm going to jump in and use the local data for property to be able to try and find out what the average pound per square foot for an area. What I'm going to do here this time, firstly, I'm going to get the average pound per square foot. And then, so I've got a rough idea. So when I'm looking at other stuff, I can see whether there's a deal to be done there. And then after that, I'm going to then use the sourcing section of property data, sorry, to then be able to head out, find a few more opportunities and go from there. So here we go. Oh, wow, that's brought in tons of data. I've just gone from, believe it or not, there's a rather lovely castle in the middle of Newcastle. So that's, well, that would make sense why it's called Newcastle. So I've taken it from the center of there, and that's where we're going to generate the data from. And whenever you've got a lot of data, it's going to give you a little warning just to say it's a large area. To run the search. So here we go, just to get a good idea for what's going on in the area. I've got the asking prices up on properties, studio flats, 1 beds, 2 beds, 3 beds, 4, yada yada for the area. I've just had a quick look to have a look at how much stuff is on the market for. It looks like the average is 233. Also, what it's actually selling for, interestingly, 233 isn't the average. That would be about, I'd say probably about here. The average is 185. And then the final bit I wanted to quickly look at is what yields are like in the area. I don't have a clue what I'm supposed to be basing this on. So let's have a quick look here. Evidently, a studio is evidently the best deal of the century to be able to get rents on. And the yields here are a little bit nicer than where I am. So I'm going to jump into the sourcing section, and we'll open up a few, and we'll find a deal or two. So once we're in the sourcing section, you can either do bits where you can use the plot finding tool and go off and find off-market deals in an area, or you can use the on-market tool, which goes through Rightmove, Zoopla, and on the market to try and hunt down deals. So I'm going to jump through here and open up a few of them. Usually I like stuff with an annex. That's not necessarily going to be something where we'll be able to buy, refurbish, refinance it. Pain-free can be quite good. We might have a few recently that have fallen through. Stuff where it's tenanted, the chances are there, because it's tenanted, you're not going to be able to kick them out. and then be able to get in and refurbish it. So I'll leave that. High yield, we'll grab one or two of those. High rental demand, I think the whole country is pretty much high rental demand at the moment. £8 per square foot is always a good one. We'll have a quick look, see what's back on the market. HMO license, anything where we've got price reduced and cash buyers only. So I'm going to open all those up. I'm going to search for all of them. I'll come back to you in a second. So here we are. We're in the centre of Newcastle, having a look around at what properties we've got available here. I'm going to jump through and have a look. So these ones that have just come up are cash buyers only. The stuff, as I've said last video, if you looked at it, buildings like this are typically cash buyers only because they've got PIR insulation in them. That might be why you can't buy them. So I'm going to open up a few of these where they normal generic buildings, see what can be done. Let's have a look through. There's quite a few here. Alrighty, so here we've got one or two properties that's been loading up. So we've got this little Clarendon house, was on for 65,000, now at 55,000. You can see here the price was there. That's quite a decent drop. Actually, just looking at the photos, looks like it's in half decent condition. Almost looks like the developers kind of finished or run out of money in doing the work, which seems odd. But you know, so then you come down here, data notice. This is also a repossession property. So it might be worthwhile looking at that as a deal, whether it's something you can take up. The only thing is here, that's why it's a cash buyers only. It's 64 years left on its lease. So it clearly needs to have the lease taken up and extended. You might be able to ask the freeholder to serve a lease extension notice on your behalf, and then you can have that nominated to you. So then you're able to extend that lease and then actually then refinance the property down the line. And if this is right, and it's saying that asking prices for one beds in the area are that high, I mean, there's one or two little outliers here, but say 130 grand, then this actually could be, you know, by the looks of things, really quite a good deal for that money, even paying the lease extension. Granted, there's also a repossession going on there. Then you've got, here we go, Rectory Place in Tyne Wear. Cash buyers only, 2 bedrooms. Again, look, it looks like it's another receivership property. Ideal, full refurbishment needed. Let's have a quick look at the photos. You can see it's had its windows taken out. Gorgeous, doesn't it? But yeah, it's definitely a doer offer. Someone's put a new, you know, nice little double-ended bath there. And that could be, you know, buy refurbished refinance you wanted. Oddly, it's not kind of coming up. The postcode can't be right on this, which is why it's not finding any data. If we just stick it in, let's have a look. But yeah, you can see this is the Rectory. You've got 3 beds here selling for £138,000, 132 a few years ago. So clearly, this property, once done up, could be another really good deal. And that's just looking at cash buyers only. So I'd say that's worthwhile. That's definitely a buy, refurbish, refinance deal right there, Joe. Then we're coming along here. What we've got, Saltwell Plate in Gateshead. I was in Gateshead not too long ago. This looks like it's a flat. Again, it's another. It looks like it's another repossession. I'd hazard a guess, unless it's just a different way that you do it to me. Again, it looks like it needs a bit of work, a bit of doing up. There's not anything that's going to be too hard there. And then that's a 3-bedroom flat, but realistically, it's a, you know, you're comparing that to a 2-bed, because one of these rooms, that, you know, one of them isn't really going to count, is it? So you could turn around and say, look at that. It said how big it was there. It says it's 700, you know, 700 square feet, £100 a square feet. So this could be worth 70 grand done up. It's not something I probably want to be getting in and going in and doing. Here we go, let's have a look. 75 grand, Fenham. Looks like it's not the peak value in the centre of the city, but 2 beds, 84 grand, 75. It's a flat, it's cash buyers only. Again, looks like another little auction, unless, as I said, I know something different here. But that's a long lease on it as well, so it shouldn't be a hard one to sort out. Hopefully we're getting another one just pop up here. Here we go, £75,000, semi-detached, got a whack and grace. I'm going to hazard a guess and describe it as a plot on the side here. You could almost stick another house in there. There you go, really nice, decent size. What's the photos like on the inside? Tired, it needs to do a bit of doing up. Nice looking property. You know, fairly superficial, I'd say. 129 asking in the average area around it. So, question is, what's going on? Nothing to scream out and tell you anything's wrong with it. There you go. There's nothing else being on here except explaining what the problem is. It's a modern auction. So that might explain why it's been put on as a guide price to get it going. Still, it looks like a deal that's worthwhile having a look at. Then finally, let's see what else we've got on cash buyers only before I go on to have a look at something else. Again, here we go, another auction. It's a house with a short lease. So I'd probably avoid that one because it's not something I just don't know anything about. But you can see there's plenty of opportunities here. Another one boarded up there. If you're then looking for properties with an annex, these are ones where you can usually buy them, subdivide them, split them into two. You can then take a look through here, but I covered that last week. Here we go, high yield properties. So this is saying 200 grand is going to be a high yield property. 260, what's this? 2.5 million. Clearly a great area. Just opening up a handful just to have a look. The stuff that looks older is always stuff that's gonna get my interest. So here we go, 150 grand, 135,000, one bed. How much is the one bed worth around here? 120. So 63 square meters, only got 2 windows. You can't really add any value to that. That would just be a buy it and rent it out job, wouldn't it, really? So we'll leave that one. And then we've got here, Grey Street. This is, by the looks of things, right slap bang in the centre of town. 2-bed over 2-bed duplex, 170 grand. So it's the top of the market. Clearly, with these, we're not getting with these ready to rent out properties, these high yield things. It's not where you're going to find your buy refinance deal. Waterside Hotel and Emporium Bar. Here we go. Let's have a look. What have we got down here? Good old place, good old unit. You know, Newcastle attracts quite a lot of people. Would I do this as a buy refurbished refinance deal for one of my first deals ever? Let's go with no, and we'll keep looking. Here we go, 2-bedroom apartment for sale. This looks like it's all in good condition again. Again, worth about 200 grand. You might get grand a month for it. That good yield, 6%? No, it's not. Here we go. So high rental demand. And again, these are all this is just throwing up. I love the zebra print though, being from ZebraInvest. Throwing out the stuff where it just looks like normal rental stock. So let's just avoid that one like the plague. We're not going to find ourselves a nice little refinance deal there. And then what this is doing here is cheap on the pound per square compared to the area. So I'm not sure where Teams is. Cowgate, you've got a nice little space to the side there. Meadowell, we'll have a look at that. North Shields. And let's have a look, see what else is here. There we go. As you can tell, I know nothing about these areas. So this is obviously a large property, 1,200 square feet. That's a really big, tall property. So just going to do it with the calculator. And what you can do here is to take the 1,200 times that by, I've got a number up here on the base of the sold pound per square foot. I'll show you some. That could be worth £224,000. So let's have a quick look. It's not in that bad condition, is it? Looks like we've done something a little bit arty to make the place pretty nice. Nice little hot tub in the garden. 4-bedroom house, worth 232 is what they're saying in the area. So what's going on with this one? It's on with a nationwide estate agent rather than a local. And this says it's only for people that are not in a chain, so they need someone who can move quick. I mean, this looks on the face of it like a nice little deal. Looks like a nice little goer. So there you go, Watson Street. So I think there's a deal there to be done. We've got this one that's obviously a doer-upper, saying it's worth 193 square feet, 210 done up. Someone's got into this place, sprayed it all up. The repossession, you can tell just by the tape on the stickers. So, I mean, with that kitchen, can you still get doors to match it? You probably could get replacement doors for that. Is it all trashed up a little bit? Do you redecorate it, get into it? Bathroom. It's not the end of the world job, really, is it? Decent side. It's a repossession. I'd also say that's probably a decent deal. And if you look at that numbers on that one, say this is worth 210. Divide that by 1.2 for 20% margin. That's at 0.92. It's 161. Take off, I don't know, say 30 grand. But you're going to work in that one, minus your purchase price. I think there's a lot of margin in that. It's pretty good. So we've done the cheap pound per square foot search. Properties that are back on markets, this is always good. Stuff that's where it's fallen through. As I said, I like stuff where it looks like it's an old building, not something that's new. Let's have a look through. We also, you want to try and have a look and make sure it's usually not on a new build estate. That looks like it's a little bit too shiny. And then there's always going to be a reason why someone's pulled out, but there we go. So here we go, Queens Road, what we've got here. 1 bed flat for sale. It's saying the average price for a 1 bed in the area is 129,000. What's the floor plan? There's not really going to be much you could do to this to add much value to it, I don't think. So let's have a quick look through. No, I'm going to leave that one. I wouldn't touch that. It's a bit too small and someone's already done all the work to it. A nice new boiler on the side there. But flat and the same values in the area, 79 grand, and it's on for 72. There's no money in it. West wing here, this is saying 2 beds in the area, 160, and this is 76. But look, here we go, that's where the money is. 130 square meters, 110. So it's probably on the money. Just leave that. HMO licensed properties, worthwhile having a look at, but landlords usually know what they think they're going to be worth when they come to sell. Interestingly, this one's also just fallen through. And we can see that when this loads up on the side, it'll come up with the flags. What should do. So you can see here, HMO license, back on the market, high yield, near green space. Average asking price, 206. Average rent in the area, £1 per square foot. That looks good. Here we go. This is interesting. Look, it was on the market for 165 last year for a long time. Then jumped up the price. Here we go, June. And you see this gap here, right? That's where it's had a sale agreed. So the thing is, they're now gone on 186. But I bet you, if you put 165 under their nose, they're probably going to take it. So look, it's in decent condition. It's ready to go. That's a ready-made investment. It's just got, what was it saying? 4 bedrooms, currently rented. Got an HMO license. 1, 2, 3, 4 decent size en suites on most of those rooms, on all of the rooms. There you go. It's got a brochure. Is it telling us what the income is anywhere? Got a nice little video tour. But no rental income to tell you what it's worth. But I reckon that could be a good deal. If you can get that for the 165 and it's worth 200, it'd be a nice deal to be able to source on. Anyway, I think that's more than enough of me just chatting away, looking through deals in Newcastle. Clearly, there are deals in Newcastle. They're there for the picking, Joe. I think there's 1 or 2 buy, refurbish, refinance deals that we picked up out that cash only side of things, and also the cheap pound per square foot side of it. Clearly, that's where I find the deals what I think works. So I reckon it's going to worthwhile. You know, he even popped me an email. I think it's worthwhile going for a viewing for 1 or 2 of those. And cover that, even that last one we saw could be a nice little deal to be able to pass on to an investor with a rent roll already going. And I'm going to bet you, if you went in with 165 or 160, they'll snap your hand off. Anyway, good luck with it. Hopefully you've liked this video. If you would smash the thumbs up button, that's great. If you subscribe to this channel, that's excellent. The final bit, as you always know, you're probably holding on all the way to the end because what you really wanted was a discount code. So if you do want to go try out PropertyData, the discount code is ZEB. If you use this link that's on the screen here, that's going to give you the 50% off, and that'll give you the 14-day free trial. So head over there, jump in and get finding yourself some deals. Cheers, guys. Have a great evening.